some part of we can just add kajjali in this Suvarna particles again, and we can triturate to make chakrikas out of it, and we can introduce it to various type of maranas. Like in second photo, there is maran with kanchanar kalka. So below that chakrika in Sharav, you can see some brown material. That is the kanchanar kalka, kanchanartva kalka. So kanchanartva kalka is placed in Sharav. Then chakrika are placed in layer above it, and again kanchanar kalka is kept in another Sharav, and this Sharav samput is done and then introduced to Agni. This part is from Sharangdhar Samhita, Madhyam Khanda. So it mentions that if you do maran of Suvarna with Parat Gandhak and this Kanchanar Kalka, and it mentioned to burn it in charcoal, not in cow dung cakes. So they have mentioned it by put by charcoal. This is a unique reference actually for putta. And after this putta pak, uh, three putta pak, you will get bhasma. But actually, when you do practically, you don't actually get exact bhasma in three puttas. So what we did is we just introduce it by same way to three puttas with Kanchanar Kalka, and for more puttas we just triturated it with Kanchanar Kwatha and just make a chakrika and give putta. So likewise, we required almost 30 to 35 putta to complete this Suvarnabhasma. And in another picture, third picture, you can see there is a pinkish color of chakrika, which is just kajjali marit Suvarna. So Suvarna particles are just triturated with kajjali and not kept in between Kanchanar Kalka and just heated inside the Sharav. So this type of maran you can achieve in just 15 or 20 puttas also. So there is difference in this maran process. In Granthapta maran processes also, like in this Rasana Samuchayas various shlokas here, you can just see uh, lay, layering this Suvarna Patra with Parad Bhasma and Amla Dravyas. So Parad Bhasma is required for that maran. So if you just smear that Suvarna Patra with Parad Bhasma and any Amla Dravya, and you can if you introduce it to Putta Pak, then in 10 puttas or 8 puttas or 14 puttas, they have mentioned that you will get Suvarna Bhasma. That is just Parad Marit Bhasma. Here we have seen Kajjali Marit Bhasma, and in that second photo we have seen that Vanaspati Marit, which means with Kanchanar Vanaspati, we are seeing this Bhasmikaran. Next slide, please. Yes. So final product of these two methods, that is first is Suvarnabhasma, which is looking like some white or say a slight grayish color of it. It is Kanchanar Marit Bhasma, which is Vanaspati Marit. And in second photo, this is actually second photo is not done by us because we are actually in process of the making. So this second photo is provided by Vaidya Prasad Pisal sir from Mumbai. He has done this just Kajjali Marit Bhasma. So this is the Kajjali Marit Bhasma, second one, which is brick red color, and first one, which is almost white in color, is Kanchanar Kalka Marit Bhasma. So there are various methods of Maran which we will discuss in next few slides. But yes, with Maran Dravya, with change in Maran Dravya, you will directly get differences in color of these bhasmas, uh, differences of yield in these bhasmas, and of course difference in properties of these bhasmas. They are just not optional maranas, but you should choose actual maran which you require for your kalpa, or what property you require from that loha. Like in this Kanchanar marana, Kanchanar is actually Bhedana or Lekhana Granthi Bhedan Dravya. So when you do bhasma with Kanchanar Kalka, so in this method, Kanchanar is actually placed above and below this Suvarna. So in every putta, for these three puttas, Kanchanar ash also coming to this bhasma or addition of kanchanar ash is also there in this bhasma. So after many putas, it will get turned almost to kshara dravya. So this maran is like shariya maran. So kanchanar vanaspati marit shariya bhasma is there, this first one. So mainly when you required specific qualities like you required qualities of Suvarna itself as such, but you also required lekhan property in Suvarna. You can go for this first maran, which is done by Kanchanar Kwat, Kanchanar Kalka. And if you just need Suvarna Guna, like in this second maran, when you use Kajjali in so much agni of these putas, the parad and gandak don't remain inside the sharav. They just act with suvarna for marana and just evaporate. So in this second method, you don't get residue of this parad or gandak as such in quantitative manner. So maximum quantity you get is gold. So of course yield will change. In this second process, you will get maximum quantity of gold in your bhasma, and in this first process you will get less quantity of gold and some quantity of residue of kanchanar also. But this is not impurity as such, because you need that kanchanar ash for your specific properties. And there are another maran types, which is like makshik and naga maran, just naga maran, using naga for suvarna maran, using uh, another vanaspati like langali for maran. So you will get various maranas, then various yield, like in this Ariloho type of maran, where Makshik, Hingula, Hartala, etc. are used. Some renowned company also do maran with this type of method. They get just 18 to 20% of gold in their bhasma, because remaining all 80% is residue of these another minerals or metals. So yield changes. So as they are getting just 20% gold, so of course what gold they have procured for bhasma, uh, the bhasma actual bhasma quantity will be very much greater than actually just gold, because another residue are coming to them. And but in this kajjali maran, you will get almost that much quantity only, how much you have taken for process. So 100 gram of gold you give you 100 gram of suvarna only. In kanchanar type you may get 100 out of 100 gram, you may get 150 gram, etc. But in this type of maran like ari loha maran, where you get 20% only, so from 100 gram, you may get half kg of gold Suvarnabhasma also. So you should always remember that when, as a Vaidya, you are taking Suvarnabhasma from any vendor or any company, every Suvarnabhasma is not same. So you should know which type of maran it is and how much gold percentage remaining it, because on that gold percentage, cost is going to decided. So 98% gold, of course, Suvarna Bhasma will be very costly. And if only 20% all goes, of course, Suvarna Bhasma will be very cheap in rate. Next slide, please. Lohamaran Prakar, where we were discussing just now. So generally, for all Loha, this Dasaratna Samuchya mentioned this shloka at shloka number 13. Luhanam Maranam Shrishtam Sarvesham Rasa Bhasmana Mulibhi Madhyamam Prahu Kanishtam Gandhakadibihi Arilohena Lohasya Maranam Durguna Pradam. So there are four types of maran, that is Parad Bhasma or Rasa Bhasma Marana. Second is Muli, yeah, means Vanaspati Maran. Third is Gandhakadibi Maran, and fourth is Ariloha Maran. So Lohanam Maranam Shreshtham Sarvesham. So first one, Rasa Bhasma Maran of any Loha is of course placed at first place, that is Shreshta Maran. Second place is for Vanaspati Maran, that is Madhyama Prakar of Maran. Then Kanishta, lower at lower step, they have put placed Gandhakadibihi, Maran with Gandak, etc. And Arilohana Lohana Maranam Durguna Pradam. So actually, we should not go for Ariloha Maran of any Dhatu, as it is Durguna Prada. It is not less in gunas, but it is durguna prada. it will give dosha or it will give toxicity. So Ariloha maran should not be used. And if we see that second picture, there is a mention of this tika of Khare Shastriji, where he mentioned why this is mentioned likewise. Because why Rasa Bhasma Maran is Shrestha? Why Vanaspati Maran? Or why not Vanaspati Maran is first? So they mention for Rasa Bhasma Maran, तेन आत्मीय योगवाही पारद गुणानां तत्र अभिव्याप्तेः भावमूली भावः, sorry, abhivyapte bhava. So when you do maran with rasa bhasma, not single parad but bhasma of parad, so of course when we say this is bhasma of parad, of course it is agnisthai, it can sustain to any heat. So the parad is in its such form that it can sustain to any heat. So if you mix it with any metal powder and you are going to introduce it in heat, of course that parad won't evaporate and you will get any kind of dhatu bhasma which is with parad bhasma. So both bhasmas will be there in this maran, parad bhasma also and Suvarnabhasma also. So of course there is presence of parad as such in this bhasma. So atmiya yogavahi parad gunana. So parad gives its own yogavahi guna to this dhatu, and actually that suta loha sanyog is formed, and so this type of maran should be of highest quality. As in vanaspati marana, abhivyaptayas tachhate alpakalatvat alpatvacha. As vanaspati are less potent than parada, so with maran with this vanaspati will make bhasma also less potent than parad marit bhasma. And as they are alpakala sthayitvad, as vanaspati can't sustain their gunas for long term of period, their shelf life is low. So of course bhasma prepared out of it also can't sustain to very long period. So we should understand by this concept that though we say that bhasma as they get old they give good properties, but actually this is not true always. When bhasma is prepared with vanaspati, and if we are using age old bhasma as such bhasma prepared with vanaspati, you should do some at least some bhavana and put a for one more time or 2 to 3 times, and then you should use. For example, if you have some bhasma which is prepared 100 year ago, etc., and you now want to use now, you should give again some putas with kumari or trifala, etc., and then you can use. As the vanaspati gunas are decreased in this time span, of course own dhatu gunas has not decreased be any time period, but yes vanaspati gunas are decreased, so you need to give some putas, and that's why this is placed in second state. Third step type is gandhakadibhi. So adi etc. In that group comes is gandhaka, manashila, hartala, mutradibhi maranam. So tikakar says gandhaka maran, manashila, hartal, and mutradibhi and other dravyas like gomutra, etc. So maran done with this type of kshara or this type of gandhaka compound. So gandhaka, hartal, manashila, everywhere there is presence of gandhak in this compound. So gandhak and kshariya maran, this is placed at third place because tesham praya kshara rupetven loha shaktir apachayat. So like in vanaspati maran, actually when they are fresh you are getting highest potency, but with time period the potency may decrease. But in kshara, using kshara type of maran like gandhak, etc., the kshar leads to apachaya of shakti of loha, so it decreases the actually power of loha itself also. So this type of maran is kept in third place because it's going to lead virya hani of that own loha. Of course, the bhasma will form, bhasma will be varitara, nirutha, etc. So you can use in kalpa, but of course it will be very less potent. And in ariloha marana, aribhutam chalohem prayo vyapakam eva bhavati. So when you use ariloha for marana, that ariloha only remains in this bhasma, and actually that loha which you require, for example, if you require suvarna bhasma and you are doing maran with ariloha like naga, then properties of nak will be dominant in that bhasma, and Suvarna properties will be very hampered. So you won't get any Suvarna properties in this type of maran, and you will get properties of Nag in this, which will be very toxic in the formation. So if you have heard of, there was some case where there was toxicity with Suvarnabhasma. Some, not a Vaidya, but some kind of traditional medicine follower, which gave Suvarnabhasma for Amla Pitta like conditions to one patient, and then there was a toxic signs of lead toxicity in that patient, and then they found that this is because of Suvarna Bhasma, and it become hot topic in various articles for allopathy people. But actually, this type of practices are not mainly done by Vaidyas, but they were some kind of traditional healers, and they also didn't use this bhasma in its potent form. They used this Ariloha Marit bhasma. Because of that, late toxicity happen, or otherwise there is no chance of late toxicity through Suvarna bhasma. We can just understand by this incidence. Next slide, please. So yes, with this type of maranas, we can make any bhasma, and there are some more dravyas like Suvarna Makshik used for bhasma or Hingul used for bhasma, and you should know some basic properties of these maran dravyas so that you can understand various type of maranas. Like when you do maran with just kajjali or mainly with rasa bhasma, then it acts as yoga vahi. Then if you do maran with hingula, mainly it acts as agni dipana. Any kind of bhasma, it will act mainly as agni dipana. If you do maran with makshika, it will act majorly on rakta dhatu. If you do maran with gandhaka, it's also very agni dipana, but it also have shoshana properties, or it's very tikshna in its form. So various kind of maranas will give you various kind of properties. So Pakwa and apakwa bhasma guna, this Rasaratna Samuchaya have mentioned. Swarna एतद् भस्म सुवर्णजं कटुगुतोपेतं द्विगुंजोन्वितं लीडं हन्ति नृणां क्षयाग्नि सदनं श्वासं च काशारुचिं ओजो धातु विवर्धनं बलकरं पांडवामय ध्वंसनं पथ्यं सर्व विशापहं गरहरं दुष्टग्रहण्यादिनुत. So sorry, may I know how much time we have left for this meeting now?
I think 15 minutes.
Okay, so I will just take that much time only. So in Suvarna Bhasma, when used with Katu Grutopetam, so with Anupan of Trikatu and Gruta in Dvigunja form. So this combination should be used in Dvigunja Matra, that is Suvarna Bhasma, Trikatu and Gruta. As Matra of Suvarna Bhasma, as we know, Rasatarangini has given 1/8 to 1/4 of Gunja. So say around 15 to 30 mg is the actually standard adult dose of Suvarna Bhasma. Nowadays, no one uses in this high dose also. Mainly 2 or 3 mg or 5 mg doses are used nowadays. But yes, if you used kalpas like Suvarna Sud Shekhar in 1 gunja, etc. matra, there you will almost giving 10 mg of Suvarna Bhasma. So you can use safely this quantity of maximum 30 mg of Suvarna Bhasma, but due to practical problems like affordability, etc., the dose is reduced nowadays. But where you actually requiring the high potency of this Suvarna in your kalpa or in this disease condition, or like Sannipatik avastha of diseases, you should go for this highest dose of this Suvarna, like 30 mg of Suvarna per day. So with this Trikatu and Gruta, Leadam Hanti Nunam Kshayagni Sadanam. So it can be used as Lehana, and it can act as Shayagni Sadana. So Kshayahara, Kshayavyadhihara, Agnimandyahara, Shwasahara, Kasahara, Ojo Dhatu Vivardhanam. Very interesting word they have used, Ojo Dhatu Vivardhanam, which is very important for that Ayushya Karma or Jivana Karma also. So Suvarna is very good Ojo Vardhaka Dravya. So in Ojakshay conditions, you can use this Suvarna Bhasma. Balakara, it increases Bala. It is Panduhara, and Pathyam sarva vishapam. This is very important that Suvarna is sarva vishahara. Next slide, please. Okay. In next few slide, we will discuss this Vishahara. So just beyond this Rasaratna Samuchaya, I have just collected some references here. Like in Vedas, they have mentioned Dakshayani Vidya. So in Dakshayani Vidya, use of Suvarna is mentioned. So in Vedic time period also, they were using Suvarna as a rasayan or for Vyadhi Hanana. I won't go in detail right now. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So in Bruhatrayi, yes, here we can see this Vishahara concept also. So in Bruhatrayi, in this last line of this shloka, you can see na sajjate himapange vishma padma pade padmadaleyam bhuvat. So in Ashtangruda and Charak also it is mentioned that the person who is hemapanga, whose body is processed or siddha with this suvarna, it won't get affected with any kind of poisons or visha like gara visha, dushi visha, or any kind of krutrima visha, etc. So they have mentioned importance of suvarna pana, like for what, why we are doing suvarna prashana. So suvarna prashana also acts by same way. So it process your body in such a way that any kind of poisons, right? Like nowadays we are getting introduced to many poisonous substances like pesticides to our food, or various kind of chemicals, or various kind of medicines also, which are very strong for our body. So na sajjate hemapange, this is very important shlok, and in that shlok they have mentioned that you should give almost suvarna if you are giving it in atyik avastha, like where visha prashan actually is done. There they have mentioned almost 3 grams of suvarna, this much high dose of suvarna. And in another reference also you can see viruddhasya jan rogan pratihanti virechanam vamnam sevanam chaiva purvam vahita sevanam. So for viruddha ahar chikitsa they have mentioned that purvam vahita sevanam. So virechan shodhan etc are very important for viruddha ahar chikitsa. But if you are purvam vahita sevanam, if you have done pathya ahar sevan from a very long time of period, you won't get affected by viruddha ahar. There Tikakar mentions that purvam vahita sevanam rasanya prayoge. So with these type of rasayan dravyas like suvarna, you won't get affected by viruddha ahar also. In next photo, I have placed Ashtang Hrudaya's photo of Madhura Rasa Karma. Why I have put it here, that when you want to study various dhatus from Bruhatrayi, you should see where they have placed. Like Ashtang Hrudaya have placed Suvarna in Madhura Skandha. So as per Ashtang Hrudaya, Suvarna is Madhura, and so Madhur Rasa Karma, which Ashtang Hrudaya mentioned, they are also Suvarna's karma. So you can go through these shlokas afterwards. Ajanma Satmyat Kurte Dhatunam Parabalambalam. So you can see Suvarna is doing every of this karma of Madhur Rasa. So as we can't actually taste Suvarnabhasma and feel that it's Madhura, but these are Karmanumeya Rasa. So by their karma, we can understand their rasa. And for that reason, they have mentioned various rasa of dhatus, like Ashtang Hruday says Loha is tikta rasatmak. So tikta rasa karma can be considered of Loha's karma, etc. Next, please. In Sushrut Samvita, very interestingly, please all go through Sushrut Samvita Chikitsastan 28th chapter afterwards, which is Medhayush Kamiya Rasayana. And in this chapter, out of 12 rasayanas, almost 9 rasayanas are of Suvarnabhasma's rasayan or Suvarna rasayan. That much importance Sushrutacharya have given to this Suvarna for Medha and Ayush Kamana. I have just given one reference out of it here. So if you just make combination of Suvarna and Bilva on Pushya Nakshatra, and you do this process by havan of Shri Sukta, then this combination will be acting as best alakshmi gna dravya. So it will be acting as best rasayana, and it will increase your dhatu saratva, and it will lead to lakshmi of your sharir. So in next photo I have put one research article photo, because on this same concept some modern researchers have done biosynthesis of gold nanoparticles using eagle marmallos, that is bilua. So in modern medicine some people also studying in same way with what is the relation between this bilua and Suvarnabhasma. In Shri Sukta itself also you can see some relations between Bilwa Phala and Suvarna itself. I will go forward now. Sorry. Next, please. Yes, Suvarna Prashan we know from not from Bruhatrayi but from Kashyap Samhita. Suvarna Prashanam hi etat Medhagni Balavaradhanam. This photo, what kind of Suvarna Prashan we provide to our patient or our fellow Vaidyas, etc. So Suvarna Prashan is Ayushya, Mangalam, Punyam. So all these guna of Suvarna you will get from Suvarna Prashan. But interestingly, Masat Parama Vedhavis, if you give regularly Suvarna Prashan for 1 month, the child will be very much Medhavi. It will be it will act as a increase in his intelligence, and after 6 months of continuous uh, this Suvarna Prashana, he will become Shrutadhara. So the intellect will be at its highest level after 6 months. Next, please. Yes, Siddha Dugdha, like Siddha Jala or Siddha Dugdha, there are some references of Siddha Dugdha of Suvarna, where in this Charak Samhita's reference, it is used for Apatya Jananan. So in Vandhyatva cases, you can use Suvarna Siddha Jala as a Chikitsa, of course. Yes, next, please. Suvarna Bhasma Guna we have seen already. So importantly, we can just quickly go through, that is it's Vrushya, it's Rudya, Netrya, of course is Rasayana Vishapaha, then it is Madhura, of course, what we have seen right now. It is useful in Shwasa, Kasa, and mainly in Pitta Vata Javastha, but yes, if you combine it with Parada, then it will be very good Tridosha Shamaka. Next, please. Just I have put this photo as we have ourselves prepared this Hema Garbha Pottali, which is very potent form of Suvarna Bhasma or Kalpa of Suvarna Bhasma, where Suvarna Tamra are combined with Parat Gandhak and Pottali is prepared. So in that Pottali also, this is not today's topic, but we may discuss it sometime. There the Teja Guna of Suvarna, you can see actually how it acts on emergencies and patients. Yes, next, please. Yeah, thank you. Almost we are at the end. Just one shloka. Sarvaushadhi prayogena vyadhayo gatayanaye. So Rasa Chandanshu mentions that the disease which is not getting cured by any kind of kalpa or any kind of panchakarma, you can just treat these type of diseases with use of Suvarna Bhasma. Other rasayana you can use like Shilajatu, Tapya or Parada, etc. But Suvarna is almost at the top of all the rasayanas, and you can use these rasayan in any sannipatik or any kind of avastha where any of other medicine is not working. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I think the time is almost at end now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very detailed, extensive, elaborative exercise on your part. Seriously, you have touched so many new concepts and students must have benefited greatly. Even it was new for us also. So it was a very amazing talk and a very detailed description too. And we look forward to have you with us, sir, in next sessions also, because we need such elaborative discussions. So
Yes,
surely,
sure.
I want all of us to get maximum benefit from you. And sir, I will add, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
may I add you in our Telegram group also?
Actually, I'm not on Telegram, but yes, I will download and then I will inform you.
Okay, sir. Actually, our students will be able to connect with you with their queries later on also, because
Yes,
this time
sure.
maximum of them have left. So
Yes.
and I asked Dr. Praveen. I invite Dr. Praveen. So please
Yes,
thanks
yes.
sir also.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Parth. Your deliberation in itself was so explanatory. Many new concepts have been added, and your study pattern of Tika and then the practical application is indeed amazing. And we would sometimes, I would suggest my students who have joined, or even those who have left, to some day, maybe after COVID times, these unprecedented times are over, maybe we can come over to your place and
Yes, sure, sure.
practical work with you. So
Yeah.
thank you for this amazing lecture, and we would definitely love to have you with us in this series, in the whole series. So
Yeah, thank you. Sure,
like
sure.
in the Parayan also, we have a Guruji. He's Acha Meenakshi and all the participants. Sir is also proficient in Sanskrit language. So he
Okay.
has his graduation in Sanskrit also. And we have Parayan Guru, he's also a Sanskrit scholar from down south. And we are
Okay.
blessed to have him on the platform. So he initiates and then we follow the Parayan part also. So we would
Okay.
love to have you there at some, maybe whenever you have time in the mornings. It starts at
Yes.
6:30 and I'll share the link with you, sir.
Yeah, sure, sure. ma'am.
So then it's our most humble request to please be with us at that time also, so that we can get benefit from that part also.
Okay, okay. Yes. sure.
Okay, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, sir. Thank you so much
Thank
Yes,
you all
thank
the
you.
participants also.
for a very patient listening. And thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Have a nice
Thank
day,
you.
all of
Okay.
you. Thank you, all
Yes.
participants, for joining in.
Bye bye. Take care.